The film begins on the night of Halloween. Halloween is a festival in which people wander after wearing different clothes and masks. We see a boy named Corey who was called to look after a child. The child parents leave for the party after explaining everything to him. Corey sits with the child and begins to watch a horror movie and talks to him very nicely. But he was very naughty and ill-mannered child. That's why he talks to him in a very strange manner. He also tells him that killer Michael will come here and kill you. After some time, when Corey comes back from the kitchen, the child had disappeared somewhere, and after searching for the child for a long time, he finally goes upstairs, where suddenly someone closes the door of the stairs. Actually, it was no one else but the child who was joking with Corey. He tells the child to open the door, but he doesn't open it. Now Corey was angry, that's why he kicks and breaks the door. Now the child was standing right behind the door. Because of being hit by the door, he fell down from the stairs. At the same time, the child parents also came back. They witnessed all this with their own eyes. The child bleeds excessively and that's why he dies on the spot. And the child's parents think that Corey deliberately pushed and killed his son. That's why they immediately call the police. Then on the charges of murder, the police arrest him and take him away. Although he tells everyone that he didn't kill the child. It was just an accident, but no one listens to him. The story from 3 years later is shown to us after that. Now we are told that crazy killer whose name was Michael. He had escaped from the jail 4 years ago. He had created havoc in the city and killed many people. Michael used to kill people for this reason, because his mental balance was not good at all. And he was not good looking by appearance. That's why he always used to wear a mask. That's why he got fed up with all the circumstances and used to kill everyone. And this is the same killer whom the child had told Corey. The people who were killed by Michael include the daughter of the woman named Laurie. Now after that day, no one had seen Michael. But after 4 years, Michael terror in the city had spread even today. Now we see the same woman Laurie who had forgotten everything and started a new life. He had taken a house in the city where she lived with her granddaughter. Often she meets an officer. Because of both like each other in the town where she lives, the people don't like Laurie. Often they taunt her because they believe that Laurie is responsible for all the people who are killed by Michael. Here we also see a scared woman. Actually, she had become Michael's victim 4 years ago and he had inserted a tube into woman's throat, but somehow she survived. Here we see a big papa who had gone from the main gutter and Michael had been living there for 4 years. Corey was going from his cycle from here because the police released him. The police found out the child's death was just an accident. Corey's dad gave him an old bike as a gift because he had still riding a bicycle. But later, while going home, when he was near a store, a boy along with his friend starts bothering him. They ask him to go to the store to bring alcohol for them. But when Corey refused, they start to treat him very badly. They even push him and beat him. Because of this, he hand cuts with the glass after falling on the ground. In the meanwhile, Laura also comes here. She tells them to leave Corey and go from here. But they also misbehave with Laurie. After that, they go inside the store. That time, Laurie gets angry. She takes out her knife and gives it to Corey, because of which she punches the tire of the people's car, and then she takes him to the hospital where her grandmother treats her. Her daughter started liking Corey. They talk a lot. In the evening, they go to the dress party where Corey was also wearing a mask and he enjoys a lot. After keeping problems his last side, he was very happy with Laurie's granddaughter. But at the party, he meets the mother of the child who had died. She starts insulting Corey in front of everyone. He even abuses him, and also that you are so bad that you are dancing after killing my son. You are having fun. Corey feels bad seeing him humiliated. That's why he starts leaving the party, although Laurie's grandmother tries to stop him. He also leaves after taunting her. Later, the 4 friends came and stopped near him and start misbehaving again. But this time, Corey also takes out his anger. He tells one of them, "Your father hates you, right? Because of this, you take out your anger on weak people like me." Because of this, he gets angry and he throws Corey down from the village. Seeing this, they were scared, and while making this he might have died, they ran away from there. Then someone picks up the injured Corey and takes him to the main gutter through the pipe. It was not any other place but Michael's home. Later, when he comes to this place, he was finding a way to go out from there, but then Michael comes there wearing a mask who holds Corey's neck. Meanwhile, they look into each other's eyes. It seems they could see each other's inner selves. And then for some reason, Michael left Corey alive and sends him out of here. After falling down, he comes out of the gutter, where an old man who had no one in this world holds Corey. After being surprised, says to him, "No one has ever come out among those taken inside by Michael. Then how did he leave you?" Anyways, after showing him a knife, he begins to send him again inside. He also says to get me the mask, now I'll become Michael. But Corey does not listen to him. He attacks him with the knife many times and goes away from there. And now the old man dies. He runs straight to his house and looks himself in the mirror. Now he is no more the old Corey. The anger and the hatred in his eyes for the people of his town has now woken up after seeing into Michael's eyes. Now Laura looks out of the window and Corey was standing, whom, like the way Michael used to stand. After seeing this, she got scared, on whom he says that you don't worry, I am just here to meet your granddaughter. Then he meets her and apologizes her for the party night when he left after taunting her, after which they went for a walk. Now Laurie understood that something has happened to Corey. They go to a hotel. Now the policeman comes there and starts bothering Laura's granddaughter. After seeing this, Corey starts shouting in anger. After this, he goes and sits in his place silently. But he was staring at Corey. But after leaving Laurie's granddaughter at home, he starts going to the big pipe, and he knew that the policeman was following him. He comes to the place near the pipe and hides. And when the policeman comes here, he finds the dead body of the old man here. Now later, Corey attacks him and goes into the pipe. The policeman had also come in behind. As soon as he comes in, Michael catches him, but the policeman keeps him and throws him down. Now Corey, after attacking the policeman, first hits them, and then after holding him, he tells Michael to get up. Now the question arises here, how did Michael become so weak? Actually, he had killed people. He gets strength, but now he has been in the gutter for the last 4 years. That's why he didn't kill anyone, and that's why he's so weak, so much that he is just shivering like an old man after walking. Now Michael takes out his knife and repeatedly attacks the policeman's chest and kills him in his own style, which gives him little strength. Now Corey had also learned how Michael kills people. Then he goes straight into to Laurie's granddaughter and spends the whole night with her. On the other side, we see that Michael had also come out of that place. Laurie, who was in a bar, tells her partner that I have felt some changes in Corey. His eyes looks devilish like Michael's. The doctor comes to the nurse's house because he was going to take her with him. But when she goes to take a bath, he hears the doctor scream. When she comes back to check, she sees Corey, who was wearing a mask, who also caught the doctor and repeatedly attacked the doctor with a knife. He thought he was doing this to take revenge of Laura's daughter because the doctor had promoted this nurse instead of her. It was about to attack the nurse, and then she closes the door and stops him outside. She immediately calls the police. Meanwhile, Corey, after pulling off his mask, she keeps looking at the place when Michael comes from behind, who grabs the neck of the nurse and takes her and puts her neck to the wall and then stabs her with the knife. First she pulls her, then she hangs her on the wall. Now when Corey goes to his house, his mother says bad things about him and throws him out of the house. After this, Corey spends the whole night in this house where that child dies. When she walks up in the morning, he sees Laura in front of them, who tells her to stay away from my granddaughter. It will be better for you because I realize that you are no more a good man. But he clearly threatens her that if she won't be mine, then it would be terrible. After hearing this, Laura gets very angry and she leaves from here. After this, Corey calls Laura's granddaughter and tells that your grandmother has threatened to kill me. That's why he will leave this town tonight. But before leaving, I want to clear my accounts with those who have made my life hell. Who had done wrong with me, and because it was Halloween today, that's why he first goes to Michael's place where he fights with him, and after scratching his neck, he comes out from there. And when Michael gets up in his own style, which was clearly indicating that the killer inside him is also awake, Laurie's granddaughter starts packing her luggage to go with Corey, on which Laurie makes her understand that he's not a good person anymore. Try to understand this. The way of his walking, sitting, walking, everything has become like Michael, but she doesn't listen to her. On the other side, Corey goes to the four friends to take his revenge, who used to tease him, and goes out from there after pulling a mask on their car, who was in the truck at the time. They also follow him and goes to the scrapyard of his dad. His dad was also there playing a game. That's why he was unaware of what was happening outside. Corey attacks the boy eyes outside, and from this blood starts flowing. And he died there. And after that, he crushes a girl in his truck and kills the other with a powerful tool and takes her life. Later, the rudest boy goes to Corey's dad and asks for help. His dad gives him a gun and comes out of taking another gun with him. He was surprised to see his son Corey in Michael's clothes and masks. The last boy attacks Corey. His dad comes in front of him to save him, but he dies because of being hit by a bullet. Now Corey catches that boy and puts the welding machine in his mouth, and it turns it on. He leaves him like that, and he terribly died. After that, Corey sits in the truck and goes to his house. He comes out of the kitchen and takes a knife. His mother, who used to tease him all the time, he attacks her and kills her. After that, he goes to the rude music player, where first he kills his partner, and then take out his anger, he beats him a lot, and then cuts his throat and kills the music tape on the table. As a result, now the song plays on with pauses. After teaching them all a lesson, later Corey had come to take revenge only on one person, that was Laurie. Then Laurie's granddaughter was waiting for him at Corey's place, where he does not come himself, and there was no information about him. Laurie was quite sad because her grandmother's separation, because she turns against her. Then she calls the police and tells that someone has taken his life at my home and he is wearing a mask. Then she takes her gun and pull it on her head, and she tries to kill herself. Immediately after that, we could hear the sound of bullets. Now Corey was near the house, so hearing the sound of the bullet, he comes inside the house soon. Then we come to know that Laura was just pretending to bring him inside the house. She shoots him twice so that he does not die but falls down. Meanwhile, the granddaughter has also returned home. And obviously, Cora's secret was about to be revealed, but he was very clever. He puts the knife in his own neck. And when her granddaughter comes inside, she thinks Laura killed Corey with the knife, because the knife was also in her hand, where she cries a lot, and then she leaves. Now Laurie had also become sad, and later she hears someone's footstep sounds. It was no else but Michael, who had come back to get his mask. He first wears his mask, and then Corey, who was still alive, first kills him finally, because he taught him and brought him the mask. And now it was Laurie's turn. She goes straight and kills. In return, she attacks him, and now fight goes on for a while, and then suddenly Michael catches Laurie, and he was about to kill her when she takes off his mask. Now when Michael was repairing his mask, Laurie takes advantage of this and put his knife on his hand, because of which he got stuck on the table. When she picks up another knife and puts it on another hand, and he also bangs him and throws the fridge over him, because he was completely stuck there. Laurie takes off his mask. We can see the terrible and ugly face. She tells Michael, I thought you will be little cute. Now you are an ugly, old and crazy person. And after saying that, she cuts his throat. But in the meanwhile, Michael frees his hand and holds Laura's hand, because of which she was going to die too. Meanwhile, the granddaughter comes back and attacks Michael and breaks his hand, because of which his grandmother is free. Then she takes the sharp knife and cuts all his nerves. And although he was a killer and was powerful, but he was a human being, because of excessive bleeding, he died. Then Laurie's officer and rest of the policemen came. Laurie's granddaughter says that Michael died, but not completely. Now there is someone else to do, after which they tell Michael dead body to that car and take out a rally to taking Michael's dead body with all the police cars in order to remove all the anxiety and fear from the residents' mind. Now, after doing this, they bring him to the scrapyard shop of Kore. All the people of the town had come after him, and there was a crowd here. Everyone takes Michael's dead body to the grinder machine. When her granddaughter turns on the machine, Laurie puts his dead body in the machine, because of which the body turns into 1,000 pieces, and now finally Michael's game is over. After this, everything was normal. All the people in the town had stopped being afraid. Laurie's granddaughter also apologizes to her as they both start living a happy life together. Laurie was talking with the officer. Now we are shown that Michael's mask is still in Laurie's house, and after this movie ends here.